I've crawled out from underneath my craft table. Um, these are the big blocks of clay. I'm laughing because it's going so well. I don't know if you can see what I did, but this is toe imprints. And that's the, like, part of my foot. And I stood on these blocks on one foot and hopped up and down. And that's how much of an indent I got, which is not much. So that's how hard these things are. They're just hard, hard, hard. Anyway, I've put water in these bags and tried to hydrate some of this clay. And it soaks it up. And that's after I hydrated with some more water. I'm probably going to add more water in here just to keep them semi-hydrated. I sealed them in bags. They're, yeah. Anyway, I also did this. Whew. Is that a lot? That is one of those little bricks. You saw two of them. And that is one of them. Chopped up in a container with a lot of water. I also added some sand. Instead of sand from my yard, I actually added this sand, which I got from the Dollar Tree a long time ago. And I don't remember what I got it for, but it's decorative sand. And if you look, why is it turning the plastic bag white? Do you see that? So there has to be something in this sand. It's not just sand. So I put it in a cup. I rinsed it, stirred it, rinsed it, stirred it, rinsed it, stirred it. Did that like 20 times before I added it to the clay, in case there's something in the sand that I should not be using. Yeah. I chopped the clay up into little tiny pieces, threw water in it, went through and mushed it with my hands, which you can see I still have. This is after I've washed my hands. They're so dry. I've got clay under my nails. It's horrible. It's messy. So I'm just kind of like, this has been mixed up hours ago. You can see it's drying on the side. I keep scraping it down and swirling it. And I'm just kind of trying to get the clay to be somewhat goopy and usable. It's going to dry out. You can't use it like this goopy, but it's also can't be used because it's got like thick bits of clay. So those need to get like really squishy. So I've been squishing, but you can see there's still chunks. It's so messy. And then I'm just going to go rinse my hands off and let the water spill in here when I wipe most of this clay off. Anyway, why did I mess my hands up? Now I can't show you the rest of the stuff. Oh, man. Anyway, shouldn't have done this. Shouldn't have done this. Let me move this. Wipe my hand off. Wipe my hand off. Making a mess. Making a mess. I have two bowls that I've done, which are ugly and very primitive and look like they were done by a kindergartner. I made this one. I actually had a different snake or an additional snake on it. You can kind of see where it messed up the pattern there because I connected it here and there and it wrapped around and then it broke off and I just was like, screw it, and took that portion of the snake off. That was going to make it so that like right here you could put the yarn bowl in here and anyway, it didn't work. So this is actually mostly dry. I don't know if you can see that. It's dry. I can hit it and it's not denting. I've rubbed it down. Look how lovely it looks after I've rubbed it down. Not great, but that's a whole other story. I've done this one, and I rubbed it down too at some point and gave up. I thought that these fingers would fall more when I was drying it, because I like did some janky setup where I like did this and then I did this and then I don't know where it's at. Oh, here. I did this. I used some corks, like wine bottle corks, to hold them up. So I thought that they would fall in more. They did not. They actually stayed up and dried, which really shocked me. So then I painted them. So it's supposed to look like an evil hand. My thought was that I could use this kind of as a yarn bowl. You know, if I was, you know, had the yarn bowl in here and then the thread was coming this way. But I think it would fall out because these fingers didn't come together enough. So, I don't know. Maybe it could be like a scary Halloween bowl. Again, horrible, horrible kindergarten work. I painted some colors on it. Again, I don't know if any of this is going to actually like just peel off or stay or not. I rubbed it in, put some clay, mixed it, you know. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Don't watch anything I'm doing. I don't know why you guys are even watching me, because I don't know anything that I'm doing. So I just added some natural pigments and tried to make it look snake-like. And again, I don't know if this is going to work or if it's going to crack somewhere. It's going to break. There's kind of a little crack here. Can you see that little crack? So I don't know. I don't know. This whole thing might just break. Pretty much everything might break. I don't know if I tempered it right. I didn't use recipes. I did a horrible job this whole time. So that's where I'm at with my clay making. I do want to actually have like another sample to draw. Like these are drying, okay? I know this looks kind of wet, but I swear it is very dry. Like I can push on it and I'm not getting any like deviation. It's dry. It's just not like other ones are drying different colors. Like this looks very wet still compared to these that have dried longer. So I'm definitely not firing anything wet. It's going to sit forever. I am trying to like occasionally do this kind of deal and this kind of deal where I kind of put them up like that and let them dry more. I did have them covered for a little bit. So that they dried slower. And again, it's winter time, so I just don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. But I am letting them dry on wood, which, again, I don't know if that's good or bad or what. I don't know what's what. This could all just explode. So, and making something and knowing it could possibly explode, like, I don't know why. I'm just so casually like, yeah, it could explode. It took me a long time to do this. Way too long. So I should not be like so casual about the fact that things could explode. I should have like more attachment, I think. But I don't. And maybe I don't have that much attachment because every time I make something, you know, I'm like making a bowl, I just go and like chop it in half and destroy it to make sure that my walls are like an even thickness. Because, you know, you're supposed to have your walls like an even thickness so that things like cook right. And I don't know that anything is going to cook right, so there's that. Also, the little things that I made with the silicone mold, I'll show those to you. It did shake down, but it only like left like a layer of like this much. They were super thin, so I had to keep adding more clay and like gloopy clay like this to the molds, and then waited until they would dry because they would shrink a little bit, and then finally I'm done. And they are about slightly over 1/8 of an inch thick, so not great. And also they're not like level at all. So yeah, there's that. They're lumpy because I had to let them dry in the mold. And then they had like edges, so like I rubbed the edges down and stuff. Believe it or not, that's rubbed down. But I was afraid to take too much like off. So, and then I did put some color, which I mixed the clay and the natural pigments and made some colors just to try. See what happened and if it worked. So obviously these are thinner, they've already dried. We're just gonna hope that these are fine. If they break, they break. If they don't break, I'll probably use them on that wind chime thing. I don't know what I'm even gonna use these for. Test tiles? I mean, the whole process is just ridiculousness right now. So it's all just ridiculousness. I figure I'm in February, so I have like 10 months to actually come up with something that doesn't break when I fire it and comes out semi-okay. So my thought is if I can just make one thing, that might make it worth it. And then I went to the local grocery store where they sell Mexican pottery sometimes. And they were selling a terracotta cup, unglazed, for less than $2. You know, like a nice little jar, like little vasey cup thing. And I'm like, you know, this is one of those things where you know, this is why I set a limit for price, because I knew it's not going to come out in the wash. But that's okay, because so far I've gotten like hours of like entertainment in which I've just like repeatedly laughed at myself as I've made messes, because that's all this is. This is just messy. Look at that. Anyway, I'm gonna let this mess hydrate. I'm probably gonna leave it overnight. I might come back and make something and let you guys watch me fail, just because I feel like you guys have not watched me fail enough on this. I keep showing you like finished items and don't actually show you how horrible I am at making them. But yeah, I am not good at this. It's going poorly, very poorly, hysterically poorly. Oh my gosh. Do not send me back a few thousand years and expect me to survive on food storage in clay jars, because I would die if I had to make one. Anyway, I'll be back with some other stuff. I'm gonna do some painting. And I don't know, I hope you guys can laugh with me, because I'm finding this whole process hysterically horrible. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.